During my studies of cognitive science, I became fascinated with the impact of stress on learning and memory. How is it that stress can have both positive and negative effects on learning? Educators and researchers have examined the positive effect temporary stress can have on the learning experience. Creating simulated exam environments with quizzing can improve retention of information and recall in the final exam environment. Adrenaline and other hormones like dopamine initially benefit in learning and memory, but cortisol can disrupt memories, according to Schwab. So, stress enhances memory formation, but then can impair retrieval. I chose the article Stress Associated Learning and Decision Making. This article was written by Giovanello Bravo Rivera and Rosenkrantz and can be found in the journal Neurobiology of Learning and Memory, October 2023. In this article, they look at the positive effects of stress first. Hypervigilance due to acute or mild stress can enhance selective attention, improve working memory, and shorten response latencies. Stress can also increase one's ability to capitalize on opportunity for reward. However, chronic stress can impact spatial or instrumental learning tasks, stimulus response learning, increase avoidance paradigm in habitual responses. Chronic or severe acute stress can impair cognitive flexibility and reinforce rigid habits. This leads to an inability to adapt to changing situation and can also impede social motivation and increase risk aversion. There are many common long-term stressors, including early life stress and or adult life stresses, low socioeconomic status, being a member of a marginalized population, and even prenatal stress. Traumatic stress, sometimes known as PTSD, causes an inability to block intrusive memories, increases hypersensitivity to mild stressors, and also may increase the risk of anxiety or OCD developing. What can we do in the workshop space to alleviate bad stress, add good stress, and enhance memory? One simple way you can alleviate bad stress is by minimizing sensory overload by keeping to core simple and cutting out external noises. You can also create focus and minimize social stress through different activities. One example is class introductions. A funny and silly way to do introductions is to have students pair up and ask their partners if they are a dog or a cat person and why, then have the partners introduce the other person to the group. Students may come to your workshop stressed out and distracted. Before jumping into the workload, create a quick icebreaker to help them shift away from where they came from. One example is, if you could hang out with any cartoon character, who would you choose and why? This can be done in small groups to minimize stress. Introduce some positive stressors into the learning experience. For example, you can ask slightly challenging questions to the group before they learn a topic. You can do a speed recall at the start of class, get students to call out things they've learned. You can choose introverted students to jot down the words to help engage all learner types. And very simply, you can get students to make up quiz questions and then quiz their neighbors for recall. I enjoyed reading this article and I found the evidence of reliability to be high. This article is from a scholarly journal, Neurobiology of Learning and Memory. The authors all have relevant positions cited at universities. There are multiple or varied sources cited, many research studies noted. It is comparable to other research I've conducted, and it was published this year. Please refer to my references, and thank you.